Woo-wee. Good morning, Market Snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're not getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time today. It's a Monday, right? Normally we'd be right on the dot, but I was running a little bit behind and I didn't want to rush it. So here we are, 9:15, going live with the charts. I mean, we did start the live stream at 9, but live with the charts at 9:15 versus 9 o'clock. But again, can't rush. Got to be all dialed in first, right? So obviously, none of this is scripted. We have a basic outline of the watch list that we keep an eye on, and we just go through the charts, see what they say, trust what we see, and do our very best to block out the noise, block out the news, block out the narratives, whatever the case may be. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. We had a pretty good weekend. Watched the Minnesota Vikings win their 5th straight game that doesn't matter. They finished 9-8 just so we don't get a good draft pick next year. Had a good time with the baby. Chased her around all weekend. Even though it was raining, we found a lot of stuff to do yesterday just to kill some time. Killed like an hour, 15 minutes. I took the baby, just me and her. We'll go to Target sometimes and just hit all the aisles. And if she kisses a toy, then I end up buying it. And she did. She kissed a dog stuffed animal. And so we brought it home. But yeah, kill hour, 15 minutes. Let my wife, let her mom kind of just chill, catch up on things or whatever, and we just go have a good time by ourselves. So, but that's all. We couldn't do much. I'm still, 5 weeks into recovering on my ankle, so can't do much. But I can still walk with the power boot on if we need to go sport mode and walk a couple hundred yards. Plus, she's in the shopping cart, strapped in the shopping cart, so make it happen. But if you're new, awesome, welcome. You're going to hear a lot of rambling and rants throughout the times, and we're just going to call it how we see it, talk about real stuff on the charts, and keep it mostly hyper-focused on the charts, but we'll get a rant or a ramble in here from time to time. And if you're returning to the live stream, even better. Good to see you back, and that we'll have a good time making fun of me, whether it's the mic's not on for 20 minutes. That's happened before. Mic check. Yep, we're good. Usually it's like 30 seconds to a minute that the mic's not even on or I bumped it. But I have gone 20 minutes before. And so I'm like, wow, there's 100 comments. Why is there 100 comments? I never see 100 comments. Well, that's why. Help me with the live stream and the algorithms by smashing the like button, hit the repost button, share it with your friends and family. I would appreciate it. And what else? Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, it's for educational purposes only, and hopefully have a little bit of fun along the way, whether that's making fun of me or not. What up? Good afternoon, Caesar. What up? Lucky Look 7159. Possible, which would be this relief rally. And the relief rally that we've been talking about for, what seems like 2 months now, even before we even found bottom, we were talking about, hey, eventually we're going to see a relief rally. And then at 80,400, starting, getting oversold territory, eventually we're going to see a relief rally. We hope for bullish divergence. This is saying bullish divergence, right? Maybe we'll have bullish divergence in the future. All things we've been talking about every single day on the live streams. Putting in my chart requests early, cool. Put in all the details like you did, and then that way I can keep the live streaming and uh, find it quickly and not delay. Like I said, it's not scripted or anything like that. So if we're going to search for it live for the asset, we want it to go fast. Ticker symbol, is it what type of asset classes? Is it crypto? Is it stock? Whatever. My favorite chart is awesome. Thank you, Gertha King. You have a good start in the new year. Thank you. Best wishes. Austria. Cool. Cool. Not to be confused with Australia. Yeah, we can look at Tel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. J the Geek 40. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. So yeah, we'll cover all that in the second half of the live stream. First half of the live stream, we're going to cover Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, and anything else that jumps the Magnificent Seven, probably anything else that jumps out of this on the watch list, etc. So we're not just calling for a relief rally now. We've been calling for, the entire drop. We're expecting bounces along the way. Big drop, bounce. Drop, bounce. Big drop, bounce. And eventually we're going to see a relief rally. So the higher time frames of why, Jesse? Why is it just a bounce or relief rally? That's a good question. Thank you for asking. Who are you talking to? I don't know. Just random people on the internet and myself. But what better way? So, anyways, why just a bounce? Why just a relief rally? Well, we've covered it. That's a great question, but we've covered this on every live stream. Who are you talking to? Just looking outside of the pool. Because higher time frames have flipped bearish. That's why. Obviously the strategy isn't to trade the MACD on the monthly chart, but there is a bearish MACD monthly crossover. Obviously, I'm not trading based off of the 3-week chart. There is a bearish engulfing candle on the 3-week chart. There is a candle close, and we'll get into it all. But the higher time frames are bearish and have reversed, and that's why. So the overall trend is to the downside. After a 36% correction, we're expecting a relief rally. Could take a month, could take 2 months, could take 45 to 60 days like we've been talking about. So we'll see how it plays out. But it's already been, if you count it from the wick down here, we're already at 45 days, right? We're expecting like the yellow part to be 45 to 60 days or the bounce to be 45 to 60 days. And, from like the breakout here, this would suggest like only 25 days. But if you look at it from all the way back here, bounced up 22% back within 13 days, came back down, and now here we are, 18% bounce from wick to wick on 45 days. So this would be like 64 days, right? So we've been saying this whole entire time we could see relief rally 45 to 60 days play out. Could it be 64 days? Sure. Could it be 65, 66, 70 days, 80 days? Sure. We don't have a magic crystal ball. So what we're doing is just we speculate a lot, right? We speculate a lot. This speculation was drawn out weeks, if not months ago, right? And we've adjusted it, right? But the squiggly lines are based off of however the price action plays out. We on a relief rally, we'd be expecting a bounce and a breakout from this downward trend. This is the more aggressive breakout, retest, and then it's just kind of been going sideways for a week or so, and then breaking out here. Now we're starting to see a little bit of follow through to the upside, And there's a lot of reasons why price would come into this. Um, I've redone the box on the other chart, so we'll take a look at it. But this was me drawing out like the more difficult, relief rally, right? So if it like spiked up, came all the way back down, like this is me just trying to think of like the max pain. Do I think that happens now? Maybe not. It could come back, it could come up into the target, come down to the trending dots, right? Could be something more like that. Uh, and that would still be painful for most, right? So it could be something similar to that. Uh, but do I think it comes all the way down back to 84,000 in a relief rally? Probably not. Possible, but probably not. So now you got the training dots up. Maybe it comes back for a back test during the relief rally, maybe once, maybe twice. And then when it starts to roll back over, bounce again, lower high, and then the next big lower leg down, right? So that's what I'm fully expecting. I'm not expecting new all-time highs to be made. I've been saying this for months, right? I've been saying it for a long time. So relief rally, bounce, dead cat bounce, whatever you want to call it, uh, until proven otherwise. Until proven otherwise. So we drew this out on the live streams, live, and expecting bullish divergence. We actually got bullish divergence. So I'm going to show you not the bullish divergence I was hoping for or what we normally see, but we did get bullish divergence, and we pointed it out and called it out. So, and then this was looking like a lower high, and now a candle close up here is going to confirm. Anything over 92,600 is going to confirm that lower high with the higher high, and so the relief rally seems to be full fledged, right? Buy signal on RSI, MACD's back above the zero line, blah, 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 right? All that stuff. So we're going to get into it all. I got more Bitcoin daily charts. We're going to look at the higher time frames. Just to confirm what I'm still thinking, the weekly chart, the 2-week chart, 3-week chart, monthly chart, all of that. But as you know, we do have to plug our own stuff. We don't have any affiliate partnerships or anything. We've never taken $1 of affiliate money whatsoever. It would take a lot for me to do that. But we do have our own stuff that we've built. So again, you can come over here to the plans. We've included basically everything for $49. When we first rolled out the $49 package, it was just the 2 trading bots. Then we're like, we might as well add the 70 plus recorded coaching videos that I did. There's 77 of them. Then we added the Market Sniper screener, but it hasn't been released yet. Everything from Sniper Pro, everything from Sniper Core. Shout out to Alex. He just updated all this. That's why I'm like confused, right? Everything from Sniper Core, Discord, cancel anytime. You're going to manage your own subscription. This truly is the most popular, right? This is more popular than the annual, even though the annual drops it down to like, I think it's $40, right? Yeah, $40 a month. If you need help setting up the trading bot, Alex will help you. I actually charge Alex is a longtime market sniper, and him and others I charged $1,000 to set him up on the trading bot. He'll do it for $249. So he'll do it for $249. Takes about 45 minutes to set everything up from A to Z, and then 15 minutes if you have questions for him. But Sniper Pro dashboard access, strategy, performance, analytics, trade history and journal, legacy sharpshooter candles, everything from Sniper Core, liquidity access. So everything for $49, right? So there you go. quick peek at it. You got the dashboard, you got the liquidity, you got the recorded coaching. Let's click on it. There you go. All the recorded 77 recorded. I spent so many hours doing this in 2022. So many hours. It's crazy. I went all in on like, hey, if I'm going to help people, and so I recorded live coaching, right? I had a basic outline for the first 8 videos, and they're all at least like an hour long. Let's see, the Intel analyst. This is the news related, like with a sniper twist on it, right? Uh, and then you click on the article, and it's got the charts that the article is talking about, just basic charts. And then you could click here and hit the read the full article. So pretty cool. And this is the worst it's ever going to be. It's only going to get better from here. And we've proved that. Like when we rolled out for $49, you got 2 trading bots, which was probably worth $99 or more, right? Then we added the liquidity. We added the recorded coaching. People were paying $79 a month for recorded coaching, and now they're arbitraging me to save $30 a month because we added all the recorded coaching videos. News is going to be rolled out. JD Vance rejects oil. Jeffries upgrades IBM. Gallup. So all that. The screener, the intelligence, we're building AI into it. We've got some, it's not just like a regular, in the future, it's not going to just be like a AI chatbot. Like it's going to be geared with a sniper twist, right? It's going to be geared with a sniper twist. And even AI is helping us come up with ideas and how to implement it and build it out. And so it's going to have our own sniper twist on it. So shout out to AI for helping us strategize and code it and build it and everything, right? So shout out to AI. Shout out to all my AI partners over there. So all that's coming. The news, we're going to be setting up, we'll probably start with stocks and then maybe move to crypto. It all costs money. It all costs time and energy. So we're building it out level by level, step by step. The portal, you can manage your own subscription. You can upgrade, downgrade, or cancel anytime. And if you canceled like halfway through the month, you'd have access to everything halfway, for the rest of the month. And then it would automatically cancel you out of everything because your billing email is tied to everything. So we don't share your billing email or your billing. Like I'm the only one who sees the billing info, and then the billing email address. We're never going to sell your information or anything like that. That's ridiculous. I hate that, by the way. But the recorded coaching, you already get that, even broken down to certain things. Liquidity, come over to ETF stuff, come over to the indicator stuff, right? Click on it, like all stuff people want to see and stuff. And then of course the dashboard, all that. So dashboard is the worst it'll ever be. Like you can manually do your own input your own trades, but you can also upload like if you did a bunch of back testing results from TradingView, you could upload it. You can upload other, like a CSV file, should be able to. And then we're eventually going to be adding the API connections to, we'll start with one broker, then a second, then a third, and so on and so on. So each one of these tools are at its worst as ever be. So each one of them, once they're fully built out, is going to be worth like $100, $200 a month in subscriptions. As of right now, you can have it all for $49. So consider this your Black Friday. Every day is Black Friday until we increase the prices, and then it'll never go back down. So this is the lowest it'll ever be. You can get grandfathered in at the $49 a month. A lot of people are taking advantage of it, and several have taken advantage of the yearly, and it renews every year for $490. So you'd have to cancel it yourself, FYI. But I mean, it doesn't even make sense, $40. And I've been reinvesting way too much back into all this tools. But if it helps me with the tools, hoping it helps you, and then hopefully you make enough money to where the $49 is like, oh my God, this is worth it. Someone else, what was it? Mighty something on Friday was talking about, oh, the recorded coaching videos are well worth the $49. I'm like, yeah. And imagine all the other tools that we're building up that's going to help you, right? The indicators, the trading bots, all that stuff. I still have to find time to start releasing like the other 30 trading bots that I have. So that's all going to be included into the $49. So with that, let's get rock and rolling. Let's get back on track here. So the Bitcoin relief rally is full steam ahead, the title, and let's do it. Let's look at it. So this is the, possibly come back at some point and retest string dots. Maybe it comes all the way up here. But this is the new, this target box has been updated, right? This was an old one. This is an old target box. And it's a different exchange. This is Binance. So they're all going to be a little bit different. So this one's at 96, 200-ish, 103-ish, right? So each one is a little bit different. This is Coinbase. But this is more updated, but also 97,800, 103, 500-ish, right? So they're going to be pretty close. But this is more updated as far as like, going from, see, this wick was 80,500. So it didn't go as low as Binance, right? So that's why I just did like a larger box. And there's several reasons why Bitcoin can come back up into this area here. There's several reasons why Bitcoin can come up into this $100,000 psychological area. Like $100,000 is such a psychological moment that could get rejected and then pump up. And then once price is back above $100,000, probably going to trap a lot more bulls, right? What was I talking about? Let's see. Let's go over here. Starting to see some, yeah. Let's click on it so it's not so bright. Starting to see some follow through on Bitcoin's relief rally. Yes. Quick recap. Higher time frames flip bearish. Check. 36% correction. Check. Bullish divergence. Check. This is the bullish divergence. And we put that on right away. Right away, there was bullish divergence. We did say, watch out for additional bullish divergence, meaning lower closed prices, but we never got it. So bullish divergence. This could be a sneaky higher low. And as of right now, it's showing that. And you get a close above this area, this pivot point here. And that would be a confirmed sneaky higher low with the higher high, right? Candle close above trending dots and trend lines. Yes. Close above this downward trend line. Multiple. Candle closes above the trending dots. Multiple. Buy signal. RSI buy signal. Bears stopped showing their gains, right? We saw so many bears, perma bears. I'm not a perma bear. In a bull run, I'll probably be considered a perma bull. In a bear market, I'll probably be called perma bear, right? But I'm a perma swing trader. A perma swing trader. That sounds so much better. Perma swing trader, right? Doesn't it just sound better? That's me. So, anyways, bullish divergence, break of the trend lines. Then we started to form this consolidation wedge, right? Consolidating, getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, tighter. And then buy signal above the wedge, right? And then here we are. The relief rally is on. The relief rally is on. So bounce until proven otherwise, but we'll see all the people who missed the top reversal say, and I quote, I told you we're making new all-time highs in 2026. I've already seen some say that. We're going to see a lot more say that. And those are the ones who are trapped. Those are the ones who will be continue to be trapped. And those are the ones who will get trapped even more. So there we are. There we are. There we are. What else? Feel free to come over here and smash the like button, hit the repost button, and throw in a quick emoji. That would be great. And all you have to do is something like this, right? Something like that. Doesn't take too much of your time, but it helps me, help you, help me with the algorithms, and I would appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so let's look at the higher time frames. Jesse, what are you talking about? Why we're going back to all-time highs. Okay. We've been talking about on the weekly chart, it's bearish. It's bearish on the weekly chart. We're expecting a relief rally. We're expecting a bounce, and we could see a bounce back into the trailing dots, right? Come back into the trailing dots, maybe even spike above it with a wick on the weekly chart, spike above it, but get rejected at the trailing dots at 100,000, 101,000, maybe it pumps all the way up to 103,000, etc., etc., etc. You got price took out this weekly pivot over here. Once price took out this pivot point over here, I said we lost major support. At 108,200, I said this is the weekly support you did not want to lose. Right? I said that so many times on the live streams. This is the weekly support you don't want to lose. We lost it. We lost it over here. A weekly candle closed below. Back over here when price is still above it, and I was saying you don't want to lose that. I said probably the last time you're going to be able to sell your Bitcoin at $110,000 for a much longer time period than what people are expecting. We lost that pivot point. Then we lost this pivot point over here below 100,000. So now this support that was lost and hasn't really been retested is going to be resistance. Weekly resistance, right? We can put the label on so I don't forget. Oh, where's this blue line from? When we do this live, like I'll forget what I did live, right? So this pivot point over here, we lost this pivot point. Check. We lost this pivot point. Check. This would be the next one, right? But right now, we're coming back up into the train dots. The train dots are still above it. Could converge, merge, and splurge. I don't know what I'm saying. But price could come back up and retest the weekly trending dots. That's what we're expecting. Price could come back up and retest the weekly resistance. Could even spike above it with a wick or a candle close and really trap those bulls, right? And it would feel like, oh man, maybe it's flipping around. Maybe it's flipping this resistance into support. Maybe. And then it just gets rug pulled, right? It's got to make it feel like, is it flipping? Is it flipping? Like it's got to have to be, you have to sell it so hard. If you're a market boss, you have to sell it hard. You have to sell it hard, right? Gets back up into this area. Oh, I told you we're going back to make new all-time highs, right? You're going to see it. You're going to see it. You would, if you're a market boss, you want to get back up in here. You want to trap everyone, trap more, and then pull the rug, right? You would think you want to trap more. So buyer beware. If you're buying this dip, don't forget to sell the rip, right? Don't forget to sell the rip. Obviously not financial advice, like I've been saying. So if you're buying the rip, if you're buying the dip, you better sell the rip in a downward trend. So there you go. All the late bears were thinking this was a bear flag. And all the late bears were calling for this, right? We never called for that. We called for possibly a Wyckoff distribution down to $76,000, then relief rally, but never called for this first. We've been calling for a relief rally or bounce first, then down. This whole entire move down and into here, expecting a retest of the trailing dots first, then 200-week moving average. We never saw so many late bears. They finally flipped bearish. Well, they were perma bulls. Finally flipped bearish down and over here. Trust me, there's a lot of them. Much more followers than me because they post a lot more bullish charts. Finally flipped bearish. Then calling out a bear flag, calling for that out. We were not calling for that whatsoever. You can go back to any live stream, and we were not calling for a retest of the 200-week moving average yet. We're talking about more of the bounce relief rally first into the trailing dots, then 200-week moving average. However, this price action plays out, we don't expect it to play out exactly, but we expected a bounce relief rally into the trailing dots first, then down. And you can see there was a buy signal back above the trailing dots to put in a lower high, then rug pull. You got to make it believable. You got to trap the bulls more. Trap more bulls, right? And that would be a trap. And fakes out the indicators. Like this doesn't fake you out because it's below the trailing dots. Fake out the indicators because it's above the trailing dots. And then the next sell signal. So if you buy there, don't forget to hit the sell button as well, right? But a higher probability is to short the bounce in a downward trend. Buy the dip in an upward trend. Short the bounce in a downward trend, right? So downward trend, higher probabilities to short the bounce. So yes, this could build out a lower right shoulder, probably smaller than the left shoulder. And that would be, potential head and shoulders, right? Would it play out like on a price target? Maybe. Like if that did become like a head and shoulders, then you're probably looking at, let's see. Oops. Wrong one. Here, we'll just use this one. We'll use this trend line. So here, like that, right? So if it were to be a head and shoulders, it'd be something like that. So my thesis is that we're coming down to retest the 200-week moving average. And the unpopular thought is that Bitcoin's true value, not just Bitcoin, the NASDAQ, SP 500, Apple, Google, Microsoft, the true value is the 200-week moving average. So if you're buying at or below the 200-week moving average in an upward sloping 200-week moving average, upward sloping, you're buying down here, that's the true value. And then it gets multiple deviations away. It eventually comes back for a retest. And often in Bitcoin's history, we've gone 30% below the 200-week moving average. So assuming the 200-week moving average is under $60,000 by the time it retests it in May of 2026, we don't know, we're speculating, 10% below the 200-week moving average with this head and shoulders possible scenario playing out in 5 to 6 months. is very doable, right? Very doable. So that's the weekly chart. 2-week chart we talked about had a sell signal, multiple candle closes below the trending dots. The trending dots are trending downward and red. Hasn't happened since the sell signal back here, January 2022. There was a rally with the buy signal below the red trending dots. It's possible that happens again. There could be a buy signal below the red trending dots and a retest of the trending dots again. Those are at 105. Red trending dots, by the time it retested it, was over here in March 2022. Almost retested it here on the buy signal, and then flipped back around and came back and hit the 200-week moving average. And it wasn't until March 2023 that there is a buy signal on the 2-week chart back above the trending dots. Sell signal was above the trending dots, and then this is the first time back below the trending dots. So there you go. This is why it's a relief rally until proven otherwise. This is why it's a bounce until proven otherwise. Very similar to over here. Very similar, right? Sell signal over here, there was no red trending dots. Sell signal over here, there was no red trending dots. Now there is. Now there is. So takes time to unfold. The buy signal could happen. There could be a buy signal, maybe not this candle, but maybe the next candle below the trending dots, and then even spikes above it. Who knows? Red trending dots probably be down here at 104 by the time it happens, and then reverse back around with the sell signal, come back down and retest it, right? 3-week chart, sell signal and multiple candle closes below the trending dots. Sell signal, multiple candle closes below the trending dots. Buy signals. I get there's a battle going on the 3-week chart, but it's all below the trending dots. Buy signal below the trending dots. Once the trending dots flipped red, there's also another sell signal. Price came back to the 200-week moving average. Over here, there's no closes below the trending dots on the 3-week chart. Over here, there's no candle closes below the trending dots. No candle closes below the trending dots on the 3-week chart. On the monthly chart, never retested the trending dots over here. Retested the trending dots over here, January 2022. Never retested the trending dots. Never retested the trending dots. Retested and closed below the trending dots. Then came back up for a retest and even closed higher over here on the monthly. It's possible that happens again. A monthly can close back above the trending dots. And it's like deja vu, right? By the time it had a sell signal, price is all the way back to 31,000. And price is already down 53% in a bear market by the time it had a monthly sell signal. So it's a very, very lagging indicator. The monthly chart is. RSI sell signal, right? RSI buy signal, November 2023. So it's very lagging, confirming the longer term trend is downward. MACD bearish crossover, November 2025. On the monthly chart, MACD bullish crossover, March 2023. MACD bearish crossover, January 2022. You get the idea, right? We're trending downward. It's a downward longer term trend, not upward anymore. So it's a bounce until proven otherwise. It's a relief rally until proven otherwise. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. This is not new. We've been talking about this. We've been talking about it. We've been covering it every step of the way. Smash the like button if you agree. Smash the like button if you disagree. Just take a quick breather here. Virtual exchange. Okay, you got it. Thanks for putting in all the details. Oh, you told me how to pronounce this last time. Pragadish. Pragadish. Yeah, like I said, sassy last time, but it's just Pragadish 6677, right? You don't actually say sassy. So, uh, one day I might learn, but I doubt it. What catalyst do you foresee for the relief rally to grow and sustain the next few days? Zero. I don't care about the catalyst whatsoever. The catalysts are in hindsight. That's for news. That's for narratives. That's for the hindsight crew. We are the foresight crew. So if you're watching, you're a market sniper now. Congratulations, you're a part of the foresight crew. We don't talk about catalysts that are the hindsight crew. J the Geek 40. Tell me what's happening afterwards. That's the hindsight crew. We are the foresight crew. Remember, the foresight. We're talking about bullish divergence. We don't care what happens afterwards. We talked about what's going to happen in the before it happens. This is foresight. Foresight is greater than hindsight. We're talking about bullish divergence before there was bullish divergence. Before this bullish divergence was happened, we talked about bullish divergence. Did we hope for lower bullish divergence? Of course. But once it starts putting in a sneaky higher low, we have to think that this breakout and pending buy signals could start the relief rally, right? So we're talking about it in advance. That's called foresight. The catalyst, the news, the narratives, the noise is all hindsight. We don't care about that. So we don't care about it. We only care about what we're seeing on the charts. So that's it. We'll just keep an eye on the charts. We don't care what anyone says, honestly. It has zero impact on my decision making, my business decision making when swing trading. Zero impact. Zero. I'm aware. I'm aware of what's going on. I am aware. But you have to be able to block out the noise to be able to execute a swing trade or a day trade or a scalp or whatever you're doing. Damon Jackson, keep killing it. Jesse, can we get a Telcoin? Yeah, someone asked for a Telcoin update already. So that's two people. So yeah, we stay tuned. We will do Telcoin. So yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Nice. Nice. Be like Damon. Be like Damon. Thank you for reposting the stream. I appreciate that. Help me with the algorithms. I appreciate that. And maybe one day someone will sponsor us. Like I've never taken $1 for a sponsorship, never paid for an ad, nothing like that. So Sean repost. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. Yeah. So maybe we take a sponsorship deal from TradingView one day, right? I use TradingView every day. Shouldn't they sponsor me? Tag TradingView. Tag TradingView and say sponsorship. You know I have a habit of reinvesting the money back into tools for the market snipers, right? So I vow, if you guys get TradingView to sponsor this or someone else that I believe in, I don't know who else I believe in, but if you get TradingView to sponsor this, then I will reinvest every dollar back into market sniper tools, and we will build out those tools exponentially faster if we get a sponsor. So tag TradingView, tell them to sponsor this, tell them what the people want. I have an affiliate link for TradingView somewhere, and it just popped up, and I never share the link, so I've never made $1 off of TradingView either. I think you could save money with it. So, if anything, I should probably have an affiliate link for that, but I still don't share that. I only share what we're doing from the Market Sniper community. But if I get a live stream sponsor, I would consider one with TradingView. Depends what the offer is. And I would reinvest every dollar back into Market Sniper tools. I might have an obsession with it, right? I might be obsessed with it. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Let's keep going. What else? Thanks for reposting. Nice. Bitcoin is surging. What did I say? Bitcoin's relief rally is full steam ahead. I should have done like all caps to like get better clicks. You know how they do it. You know how the influencers do it, right? What else? Oh, we got Ethereum to cover, XRP, Cardano, Algorand, HBAR, XLM, Telcoin. We're going to cover it all. So, relief rally, maybe spikes all the way up to 97, then comes back down, right? We don't know exactly how it's going to play out. Come up like this, then come back to the train dots, then back up, right? And then it comes back to train dots, and then one more time, right? It's possible. But the thesis remains the same. However, the price action, and you see the train dots, right, start to flip upward, and that'd be the trajectory, right? So if that's the green training dots, we're full on speculating today. I love it. Love speculating, right? So you go. Game theory, swing trading game theory. Could come up, come back down, come all the way back up, get rejected, weekly resistance. There was support there. Seems like it wants to come back for a retest. Get rejected the first time, come back down. We put in a higher low. Let's go. Higher low. Let's go. Higher low. Let's go. Breaking through the resistance. The weekly chart is looking bullish. The daily chart is bullish. Everything is back aligned like we showed. The buy signal on the higher time frames have flipped back bullish below the training dots. And then the reality sets in. Oh, it's just a higher low. Mark my words. It's just a higher low. And then I'll be posting, this looks like a possible lower high. And I'm just going to get chewed up in the comments. You're such a bear. You're so stupid. You're such a bear. You're so dumb. And then the rug pull. And I'm going to get really loud. And then I'll be the first guy to say, I told you so. Mighty Kirk, I told you so. So much bull posting. Market Sniper for how long now? A month? Less than a month. When did you become a Market Sniper and you started digging into the recorded coaching videos? I still can't believe we're giving away like $49. I'm getting arbitraged to death over here by the $79 a month subscription crew. They're all canceling and going for the $49. I'm literally losing $30 a subscription from the OGs, and they're arbitraging me right now. So, but I'm happy for them. So much bull posting, calling 150K now. I used to believe those permanent bulls, though. Yeah, wait till we get up here. Wait till we get up into this zone. Wait till we flip 100,000. Wait till we might wick up here and the weekly chart flips bullish. Wait until the higher time frames look bullish. Wait up until this area here. This area here. If price gets up in here, right? And I can't really see it on that one. If price gets, we could probably see it better with green. If price gets up in here, imagine what they're going to be saying. 4-year cycle is dead. It's now the 5-year cycle. It's now the 6-year cycle. It's now the 7-year cycle. We're back in the super cycle. The exact same thing happened. This is literally deja vu. I swear to you. I swear to you. I was there for it. And I called it out. This is exactly what happened over here. Except for it was like a bigger drop in a bigger relief rally. 52% drop. Right? Then the relief rally of 45%. So since we had a lower drop of 36%, I'm expecting less than a 45% relief rally, right? So the relief rally will measure it out. But this looks very similar. And this would be very difficult. This would be very difficult. That's max pain trying to trade that. But we attacked Ethereum over here on the lower high. I posted on X. I posted all over the Discord, blah, 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 right? There are so many large accounts calling for new all-time highs over here. When that weekly chart flipped bullish, when we had buy signals on the higher time frames underneath the trending dots, so many were calling for new all-time highs. We were attacking to the downside. The thesis was retest the 200-week moving average. And I was right. The thesis was we would go down and hit target 4 and target 5. The thesis was right. It went down another 30% below the 200-week moving average. Over here, I talked about bullish divergence. Bullish divergence, right? We played the breakout to the upside at 16,800. I was buying this dip. I was buying the right dip, right? It's a higher probability to short this bounce over here. Getting less and less confident to short over here. Less confident to short over here. I'm pretty confident still. Pretty confident to short over here. Not as confident as this. This is probably the highest confidence. This is pretty high confidence because it's the top and then a lower high, right? The lower highs are the higher confidence. Now we're consolidating. Now we're seeing bullish divergence. You're not seeing me post, oh, short the bounce, short the bounce. We're talking about a relief rally this whole entire time, right? So here we are. Here we are. Let's hit it. Let's go right into Ethereum. Let's transition. The targets have been set. I don't think it gets that high. It's possible. All 4 targets are there. I think we get back. I think it's a high probability we get back into target 2. I drew it somewhere else where I thought I drew something similar to Bitcoin. But I put 4 targets up. I don't think all 4 targets get hit. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. No bullish divergence on Ethereum, unfortunately. But we had multiple candle closes above the trend dots, the downward trend line, buy signal. Then we talked about candle close out of target 1. The probabilities increase. We're going to hit target 2. Several reasons why we're going to hit target 2 targets over here. We did talk about on the live streams, several altcoins, including XRP, did have bullish divergence, was starting to look like a higher low. Candle close today above $2.11, let's call it, would confirm that with a higher high. And Seems like we're going to come back up into at least like a target 1 scenario. Eyeball test from wick to wick. I'm still expecting price to come back down and hit the 200-week moving average, but relief rally first. So let's see the weekly chart. Dipped below it, come back in the trailing dots, maybe even spikes above it, and then reverses back down, right? A lot of reasons why the last live stream, I think I talked about a lot of reasons why we could see $2.44. That was on the last weekly trending dots. Now the trending dots are at 238, 8, 6, right? So not but So there you go. We are getting a relief rally. This has been a massive correction on these altcoins. A brutal correction, 62%, still down 51%. And the time capitulation as well before the higher lows started to happen, 154 days. Before the breakout, 167 days. Just a brutal, finally getting some relief. Chainlink, bullish divergence, sneaky higher lows above the 200-week moving average, buy signal above the trend dots, above the downward sloping trend line. The relief rally, the bounce is on. Cardano, we're not going to spend as much time because we laid the foundation. Now we just show what's looking similarly. Bullish divergence. Trending dots are starting to flip around. Could we see Cardano come up and retest the 200-week moving average? Yes, we could. Algorand did not have bullish divergence, but could have a higher low, right? Pretty sure it didn't have it. Yeah, it was starting to have it, and then it didn't have it. The bullish divergence was wiped out. Here we are. If price were to hit target 1, 30% spot. If spot price target 2 is hit, it's a 59% bounce. Price is getting up to target 1, then that's probably enough breathing room to move the stop loss to break even. The trailing dots are still down here at 11, almost 12 cents. So you'd want to see the trailing dots kind of get up here and get back above where the breakout was at 12.5 cents, roughly. Just under 12.5 cents. So I'm sure you can see it or not. Not quite ready to move the stop loss to break even. Pump up a little bit higher, then probably move the stop loss to break even, and then it becomes a risk-free trade. Right now, it feels like a risk-free trade, but probably could start moving it up higher too. Could probably start moving stop loss up higher. You just want to give it some breathing room, but started down here, and then it could start moving the stop loss up. Obviously, not financial advice. And then, what is your strategy? Do you just wait and take 100% of the profits at target 1, 2, 3, or 4, or the 200-week moving average? Do you take profits? Do you take 25% of the profits at target 1, 25% of the profits at target 2? That's 50% total. 25% of the profits at target 3, that's 75%. Let the rest ride and then wait for a sell signal, blah, blah, blah. Whatever your strategy is, you should have it all mapped out in advance. You should have it all mapped out in advance. If you're hitting that buy button, you better know when you're going to hit that sell button, when you're wrong, when you're going to get stopped out, what your take profit is. Run all the numbers first. If you need ideas, if you need help with all that, 77 recorded coaching videos talked about real life trading scenarios. Exact same setups as this. Exact same. I have not changed my overall swing trading strategy. I've added wrinkles here or there. So, also, Jesse, I traded this relief rally and made a few Ks. Nice. Thanks for everything you put in coaching video. For the first time, I was so calm and sniped. No rush, no FOMO, no emotion. Feeling so good. Wait till you get later into the deeper. I doubt you've gone through all 77 coaching videos, but once the live coaching crew that we recorded started having major success after a month or two, then we started to dig in, when's your next loss? Like it's great in the beginning when you start making wins. And then there was some of the live coaching crew, they'd start having 9 out of 10 wins, right? 10 wins in a row. And I said, now you're going to learn something because the next loss is around the corner. And then you have to start, because what happens is you start winning because of exactly what you're saying. You didn't rush, no FOMO, no emotion, feeling good. But if you have 9 wins in a row, just think about this psychologically, right? And we talk about this in the recorded coaching. So if you have 9 wins in a row, and I call this out in the live coaching that I recorded ahead of time, and then it came to fruition afterwards with the live coaching crew. And I said, your next loss is around the corner. Not because the system changed, not because you missed it, but it's because you didn't lay out your plan. You started cutting corners. Your confidence grew too fast, too much. Your confidence grew. You made money. And then you start cutting corners. Then you start not mapping it out. You're not spending the time mapping it all out, doing the targets, gaming it out. What happens if I'm wrong? What happens if it gets to this point? What happens if it gets to target 1? How do I make this a risk-free trade? How do I realize gains along the way? Because it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can lock in gains along the way because of the magic wonder of the world that everyone talks about, Albert Einstein, compounding interest and compounding wins, right? So taking profits along the way, and you find probably just on Bitcoin alone, you're going to find like on the swing chart, the swing trades on the daily chart for Bitcoin alone, you're going to find 4 to 6 possible, maybe less, 4 to 6. I like to think you're going to find 4 to 6 major swing trade opportunities per year. And if you took the time to nail them, you're probably going to nail 75% or more of those, especially on the swing chart, daily chart. If you're doing everything that you see in the recorded coaching, you're probably going to nail on the daily chart 75 to 100%, right? Nothing's going to be 100%, but probably 75% if you get it dialed in. Then there's altcoins, then there's stocks, futures, forex, blah blah blah. So if you're looking for the right setup and you're patient and you're calm and you're looking for the setup versus trying to force it, and you're not trying to rush it, and there's no emotion and there's no FOMO, you could find indefinite amount of setups that you just did. You don't have to force it on one asset. So congratulations to you. But just remember, the next loss is around the corner, and do your best to your ability to map it all out in advance and then do the best of your ability to execute it in real time. The trading bots will actually help you with that because you can set it up, set the whole entire plan up with take profit, everything. You could set up the trading bot to do this exactly, right? Trigger based off a buy signal on Bitcoin buy signal, right? Then you could have it say you did $1,000, right? Then you should be able to set up to where it takes 25%, whatever percentage you choose. It doesn't have to be 25%. 25% close out 25% of the position once it reaches target 1, target 2, target 3, etc., etc. You can do it based off of a reversal candle. Take profit at reversal candle. Take profit at XYZ. Take profit at sell signal. There's so many different ways you could set it up on the trading bot. So that would be the next, like if you're doing the manual training, you could automate, you could semi-automate, you could manually set it up. So a semi-automation would be, okay, manually set it up like you did, and then have it actually trigger the buy, or once you've already bought, like set it up and turn it on the trading bot to automatically take profit at these levels, right? So you could go manual like you are, you could semi-automate, you could fully automate as well if you find the right settings, blah, blah, blah. So core weave on the daily chart. What exchange? What exchange? We'll see if I have time. Yes, sir. I'll always hold myself. Can't wait to. Easy to say, Mighty Kirk. If you have 9 wins in a row, then let's circle back. If you have 9 wins in a row, then we'll circle back. It's hard to stay humble, but you will be humbled. You will be humbled. I've been humbled many times. Compounding 1% per day, total available trading days, which is like 230 days, is like a 10x or 1,000%. Yeah, but most people aren't going to be able to do that, especially if you're day trading. If you're day trading every day, it's a very, 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 very small population of traders that will do this 1% every single day for 230 days. I even talked about in the recorded coaching videos that I think most people will be, and it's proven with market snipers and stuff, that most people who start off day trading end up being swing traders, or vice versa. They start off swing traders, then they try to do day trading, and then they go back to swing trading. Will be more profitable in the long term, swing trading versus day trading. Can you day trade? Absolutely. Long term, and there's even stats on it by like Stanford and stuff where I think it's less than like 2% are profitable on day trading, not swing trading, but day trading. And over 2 years, that percentage of like day trading for more than 2 years drops significantly from 2%. And I think 5 years is even less than that. And that's another reason for going down the automation rabbit hole for the last 3.5 years, is to fully automate. Because if you fully automate day trading, then that seems like it's more attainable than to do it manually every day for 230 days per year, or day trading every day the market's open for 230-ish days. Yes, the math checks out, but execution and human psychology, human emotions all play a factor. You're not a machine. Some can become machine-like. It's on the NASDAQ. Okay. So it's stock. Got it. Thank you. So yeah, the math checks out, and influencers and scam artists like to talk about this a lot, but they don't talk about what percentage of actual day traders can make this happen. And that's the difference is we will talk reality. Can you do it? Is it possible? Yes. Yes, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm saying percentages of people that can day trade with proven um, data backed by Stanford and many other organizations have proven that it's a very, 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 very small percentage of people that can do it long term, right? Can do it long term. So yes, the math sounds sexy, right? The math does pencil out. The math. But humans trading manually isn't just math, mostly, right? So if you can automate the trading, then you have a greater chance, in my opinion, and that's why we've gone down the automation rabbit hole. Is it on Nasdaq? It is on Nasdaq. Yep, got it. All right. Okay, okay. So that's Algorand, H bar. They all start looking similar. Bullish divergence. We talked about it. We covered it. XLM, bullish divergence, Bitcoin dominance. Boom, boom. Let's see. This is not on log, right? Okay. This was probably on log before. Let me just fix this a little bit. There we go. Right? Mm-hmm. Bitcoin dominance, MicroStrategy. We've talked about it. We covered it. Market bosses running my 200-week moving average target. Expected relief rally at some point. Expect price come back into the weekly trending dots. This is the weekly trending dots. If you look at it, the trajectory of it. Weekly trending dots are at 239 right now. Still oversold. So we'll see what happens, but got rejected the trading dots as of right now. Could see relief rally at some point, then come back down, retest, then come all the way back down and see even lower prices. So I'm not expecting the bottom to be in on MicroStrategy. Could a local bottom be in? Yes. Yes, a local bottom could be in at 150, right? At 150. And we've been talking about this since the top was in, right? We've been talking about this since the weekly candle close took out this pivot point back on November. We talked about this on the bearish engulfing candle on the weekly chart. Talked about this on the weekly sell signal back in August, right? That the thesis was the canary in the coal mine would come back and retest the 200-week moving average, and then Bitcoin would as well eventually, right? Adam and Eve double top pattern, breakout. This would be the Adam and Eve double top pattern price target. We don't know if that's going to hit or not. In the past, MicroStrategy has gone well below the 200-week moving average. In the past, MicroStrategy went through a bottoming phase for much longer than Bitcoin, below the 200-week moving average. So it's all possible. We'll see how it plays out. It continues to play out. What else? Yeah, maybe. It was on the last bottom. It was on the last. Yep. Buy the right dip. Buy the right dip. So we'll see. We'll see. Never a guarantee. So we'll wait for to buy the right dip, and we'll see how it unfolds, how it plays out, how it continues to play out, how it continues to be the canary in the coal mine for Bitcoin, and we'll continue to watch it play out all the way down, right? What else? Dollar kind of flat. Let's see, daily chart. Where is it? I have drawings on this one. The bullish divergence, the breakout, target one's been hit so far. We've been talking about this, however price consolidates and then breaks out. So it broke out, closed above, come back for a retest possibly. And then if it starts to turn around, flips target one from resistance into support, then see target two. Same is true for target two, then come to target three. Woo! Still have more to cover. Man, we're let me just take a break here for a second. Let me just catch my breath. And then we'll continue on to the Magnificent Seven, and then we'll chart the request after that. Woo! Bullish divergence on Hive. Could be a candle close above the trading dots. Could see a buy signal in the near future. This was probably bullish divergence back here. It was. This is bullish divergence back here. Could come back up for a retest in the 200-week moving average. Could spike above it, get a full retracement up. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? pending buy signal on Bitfarm. This was bullish divergence, slight bullish divergence, but still bullish divergence. Higher low, pending buy signal. 1, 2, 3, 4 targets, eyeball test. Maybe it doesn't get all the way to the 4 target. What else? What else? 10-year yield. Weekly chart. Still in this long consolidation. Bearish divergence. 2-year. So this is like the 2-year yield fractal, right? So possibly goes lower, similar to the 2-year yield, below the 200-week moving average. I'm not swing trading that, but what else? What else? Telcoin. Someone asked about Telcoin. Still bearish on the weekly chart. Above the 200-week moving average. Still bearish on the daily chart. Kind of led the way for the bounce to the upside. Came back. Could be putting in a higher low. Could be putting in a higher low. So I think we already drew this out. Yeah, we already drew that out. But yeah, still similar thoughts. Broke out. Another sell signal. It's just been battling, right? Been battling. But we did draw this out like a week or so ago, if you remember. And I was like, however the price action plays out, could see a higher bounce on the breakout, right? So we're still at it. Still at it. So not much has changed. Still consolidating, could still be coiling. This would be a higher probability of a larger bounce. So if you're getting a buy signal and above the trending dots and the upward and the downward sloping trend line, right? Then maybe bounce, right? Maybe larger bounce. So you wouldn't want to start taking out this pivot point over here unless there is bullish divergence. So just keep an eye on that while the higher time frames are still bearish. So reality is probably more sideways for a while. That's not a friend of the swing trader. That's Telcoin. Skipped through. We'll come back to other chart requests, but Telcoin was on that list. So Tesla, the lower high is the higher probability of the top is in, whether it's a local top or whatever. You do have the bearish divergence, the initial drop, and then price comes back into the trending dots when or how high, maybe even fills this small gap up here first, creates that lower high in January, and then maybe towards the end of January starts to drop back down, right? So kind of that's kind of what we're watching on Tesla. Still, you got the bearish divergence. This could still be that Wyckoff distribution moment where you had the bearish divergence, you had the big drop off, hit 3 out of 4 targets to the downside, short squeeze all the way up, take out all these short stops over here, short squeeze, reverses right back down, and now is below. And maybe it doesn't get that high, maybe it does, maybe it's more like this or that, however it plays out, the lower high is the higher probability of a reversal. And so that that's when you start to see, like, you start seeing a sell signal and candle closes below this area here. We're going lower. We are going lower. If then, right? If then. If then. So that's what you're looking at. Could be a Wyckoff distribution moment. So we'll see what happens. That's Tesla, PLTR, bounce, gap bounce. You got a gap up here. Amazon. If this is the high, will there be a lower high? Maybe. If IWM, Russell didn't break back below here, right? Didn't break back below there. So if it does, then you're going to be watching for that, right? If it takes out this pivot point up here, these targets become invalid. It already hit one target to the downside. I already had to redraw them once. Hit one target, short squeeze. We'll see how it plays out. So take out this area, and these targets are invalidated. So if you're taking a sell signal on aggressive, thinking that bearish divergence, I did not on the Russell 2000. But if you're bearish divergence and there is candle close below, sell signal, below trailing dots, all that stuff, and you're taking out the lower high, saying this is a lower high, don't forget to hit the buy button to close your position, right? And then next thing you know, or you're gonna get stopped out soon if you hadn't got stopped out already. So lower high, possibly, still lower low, still possibly. So we'll see. Getting squeezed pretty hard today. So I guess the algorithms like the war narratives out there. Another reason why it doesn't impact our trading. Dow Jones making a new all-time high today. Looks different. SP 500 still in this potential wedge. NASDAQ may not be a lower high. About to find out. About to find out. Still have time left today before the candle closes. So it's all about how the candle closes, in my opinion. Netflix has been oversold, probably bullish divergence. Yep. Indicators picking it up here, bullish divergence. Bullish divergence. Google battling. Microsoft is going to find support at target 2 for now, possibly. ANF is going to bounce, put in a lower high, and then come back down. This was a huge, massive short squeeze, right? And they gapped it up overnight. 91% in 3 weeks. Crazy. Nvidia, miniature gap still up there. Apple, had my mom close her position here. She was up 30%. I looked like a genius for a few days. Then she gave me crap. And now why didn't we make more, Jesse? I was up 30%. Can't wait to say I told her so over here at 256 if that happens. I'm like, Mom, you locked in 30%. I told you so. So have a plan. Stick to your plan. I didn't have her chase back up, right? If she did it, that's on her own, but she didn't. And soon I'll come back to my mom and say, I told you so. Yes, but we could have made 10% more. Oh, yeah. Okay. You made 30%. Get off me. The person watching her retirement money, they don't make 30% on a move in a whole year. So, but I don't want to manage her money. This is play money. Play money. So, but we're growing the play money. We're growing her play money. Her crypto play money started at like, I just can't manage it at all. Started at like 3,500, and then she's up at like over 12,000. So, and I rarely tell her to get in or out. I didn't even have her do this relief rally. I didn't want to deal with it. For myself, yes, but for her, no. No. She's gonna have to sit in cash. But for stocks, that's different. Gold, silver. This is silver. Uptrend until proven otherwise. I know everyone wants to call top. There is bearish divergence, but if you look at the higher time frames, still ultra bullish. Like I said, could it be putting in a local top, or maybe one day it's the top? Sure. And we did a lot of speculating on our previous live stream, but when the higher time frames are ultra bullish, I'm not shorting this. I'm not shorting gold. Shorting gold is nowhere near on my radar yet. No way. It's ultra bullish. It's sometimes when the magic happens. If you're wanting to pick a top and short this just because it went parabolic, you better be on a lower time frame, like a real lower time frame, because I think you're gonna get chewed up. I think you'll get chewed up. It's possible you could do it, but I'm staying off. I'm not shorting silver or gold. There could be for the upside. It's a strong uptrend. Blah blah blah. Oracle hasn't done anything yet. Again, thought it was just a bounce or relief rally. And it still could be. I don't think It's going to go on to take out this pivot point at 346. A lot of reasons why it could come back up and test target 2, but doesn't mean it couldn't come back down for additional bullish divergence or a higher low and then come out like that, right? So we will see. However, this bottoming plays out, right? But I'm not in a position, so I just found this on the screener the other day. I don't like to be in more than 3 or 4 positions, so but I was looking for possible sniper bounce alerts, and this was one of them. All right, so let's go back over the comments. And Griff King, you got it. You got it with regards to Telcoin. Let's see. Let's go back to, let's finish up putting in my request early for stock analysis for the later part of the stream. K Web. Okay. Thanks for putting in all the details. Helps me search for it on the nice. So, one of those setups that we've covered in the past in great length, detail, is it went through a bear market since February 2022. I'm sorry, February 2021. And then October 2022. And then a long downward bottoming phase while the 200-week moving average was in a long downward slope. Then price comes back for a retest finally 3.5 years later. Battle, run up, come back down, and now we're seeing a pending buy signal, and we can see a larger bounce possibly. So it's kind of hard to say. I've never traded this before. I don't know anything about it. This is a huge drop down. You've got gaps up here. Gap. That one was filled on the weekly chart at least, but come back over here to the daily chart. See if you can see the gaps a little bit better. There's a lot of gaps over here. This one was filled. Are they big though? How big are they? Small gap. But if you have a lot of gaps, even though they're small, kind of counts as like, in my opinion, kind of counts as like a big gap, a bigger gap. There's a lot of market fill in here. There's a gap up here, small gap. These are all, that's a really small gap that may or may not get filled ever. If so, could take years. Like the NASDAQ gaps up here from the .com bubble era took 17 years to fill that gap. So small gaps. When they're really small, I'll usually put like miniature gap. I might not even put it on the chart. But when you start to have a lot of them, then it's bigger. Weekly chart. So still bearish on the weekly chart. Maybe it comes up for a bounce to 38. If you drop to the daily chart, could just be a retracement for now because the weekly chart is still bearish or it takes longer to consolidate. So it's caution. Like if you're taking this, it's caution. Right? It's more aggressive. If you're taking that buy, is it worth it? I don't know. Is it worth it or is there better out there? Weekly chart, trending dots are at $38. Right. So if it comes back for a retest, it's a 7% gain, possibly. The risk to reward ratio, right? Is there something better out there? Does it take weeks for that to come all the way up here? I don't know. All things I think about. Tell, got it, Griffith King. Yep. Virtual. Have we done this one before? I feel like we've done this one before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have. MEX. You probably had me do this one before. Yeah. So daily chart had a buy signal. RSI had a buy signal. MACD bullish crossover. Has flipped ultra bullish, aka sometimes when the magic happens, you can see the magic wand, right? Yeah, it's in a bounce. It's bouncing. It's probably better, right? Get back up in the trading dots, close back above the trading dots, close back above the downward trend line, buy signal all happening, RSI buy signal back here, giving us a heads up, sneaky higher low. So the bounce is on. Weekly chart is also flipping bullish. Broke out here, bounced, and then came all the way back down. So bullish divergence on the weekly chart getting picked up. So it's possible to have a higher bounce coming in. Let's see, 2-week chart, pending buy signal, but below the train dots. 3-week chart, buy signal below the train dots. You'd want to see it regain, but it could be come back for a retest. Monthly chart. So there's not a ton of chart history on here, but if you took this breakout with the buy signal, then you're just going to try to ride it as long as possible, right? So you got the trajectory of the trending dots starting to go like that. So that's kind of your visual stop loss, trailing stop loss. So if you start closing back below that, then At what point do you lock in profits, right? At what point do you start locking in profits? So trending dots, trajectory, right? All that. So hopefully that helps. CRWV. NASDAQ. Okay. Thank you. It looks like you already had me look at this before. So, same thoughts. I don't know if we need to cover it. Either you or someone else had me cover it, because I've never traded it. There you go. I just updated what we're looking at from the last time you had me do it. So that's what we're watching. It is prices above the trading dots and that more aggressive downward trend line. This is showing, I put on here as bullish divergence, possible higher low, and you get a candle close back above 85. That'd be a milestone of confirming the higher low with the higher high. And then this is probably where the weekly trending dots are, and you have this downward trend line way out here. So it's kind of what I'm seeing on it. So it's possible that it continues to flip back around, bounce, and then see how it goes after that. So yeah, we'll take a look at it. I'm doing it all today. Monday. Just another manic Monday. What time is it? Oh my God. I've been at it. This is Zcash. Still bullish on the daily chart. If then. So you got bearish divergence all the way. So get this massive run up, and then a big drop, and then possibly the relief rally. Then maybe the next big drop, right? Everyone was talking about Zcash up here. Everyone talking about ultra bullish. Could have got it way down here at 50, and it did, like, even from the 200-week moving average, it went 1,200% above the 200-week moving average in a short period of time. Epic run. I didn't trade it. Epic run. So after an epic run, you see it drop 59%. Typically, bear market, like going into a bear market scenario, after the big drop, 40% plus, whatever, 35% plus, then there's a relief rally. And this relief rally has been 33 days so far. Could be more. Could be more. A lot of times relief rallies are 45 to 60 days. You get back below here. You get back below the trending dots, the upward trend line, then see lower prices. So as of right now, the daily chart is still bullish, still above the trending dots. Could be putting in a lower high, but it's too early to say. Weekly chart, still above the trending dots, still bullish as of right now. 2-week chart, still above the trending dots, still bullish as of right now. So consolidation. 3-week chart, still above the trending dots. Eventually, it's going to come back to the trending dots. Those are currently at 167. Monthly chart, eventually going to come back to the trending dots. That's at 100. Eventually, price is going to come back to the 200-week moving average. That's currently at $76. So if this is the top, eventually it's going to come back down here. If it's just a local top, that we don't know. There are reasons why it could be the top, but it's too early to say as of right now. Right? So hope that helps. You got it. Mike G. Yeah, I already covered MicroStrategy. I don't think I talked about the bullish divergence. I can't remember if I did, but did talk about that. There's been talking about for weeks that there could be a relief rally on the horizon. But yeah, the indicator is picking up bullish divergence, pending RSI buy signal, right? Pending candle close above the trailing dots, but right on track, a little bit off track of potential relief rally up into the trailing dots, however high that goes. You do have the bullish divergence. Oh, we covered the Bitcoin miners that had bullish divergence. I don't think we covered it on MicroStrategy. The indicator's picking it up. Expecting a relief rally at some point. It could be starting right now. Could bounce back up into the trailing dots, wherever those are. Trailing dots are currently at 241. 241. So, but it's still bearish. It's still really bearish. It's ultra bearish on the weekly chart right now. So maybe it doesn't bounce up that high. Maybe it does. Maybe it just goes sideways up until over here. with the weekly chart being so bearish, maybe it's more like that, this, that, and the relief rally isn't as great as what some hope for. That would be like a very optimistic relief rally, but everything comes back down to over here, in my opinion. So, Mike G, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Long time market sniper. So, with that, let's just circle back Bitcoin, take a look at it. Daily chart. There we go. Relief rally. Let's go. You got it, Mike. You got it. Mike, the man, the myth, the legend. Are you still in your silver position? Well, futures is leverage, right? So you have to think about it like this. You close out your position in Bitcoin. You realize gains, right? Then you bought Tesla at the bottom, and then you realized those gains, right? You were buying down, I think you were buying down here, and you sold up in here. So you realize those gains again, right? Are you trying to capture 100% of the move? No, you're not. You're trying to capture 80 to 90% of the move. So if you get 80 to 90% and it's a 40% move and you're probably using leverage, or at least you were on silver, then you realize those gains and you go look for the next setup. And then you realize gains on silver. So you've done that 3 consecutive times. Getting out a bit early or a bit late is hindsight. So if your plan is to capture 80 to 90% of the move on silver and you realize gains, if you're treating this like a business, right? You're treating this like a business. $70. So if you got in on the next buy the dip scenario, you got out at $70 when it's ultra bullish. Okay. Maybe it was a bit early. I'd certainly rather sell into FOMO than what you used to do in the old days. If we can just talk openly, since you brought it up, you used to buy into this area. Now you're buying low and selling into FOMO. Now it started feeling FOMO back here, and you held and you held and you held, and then you still held it for a good amount of time. And you probably looked at the unrealized P&L and you're like, this is too good for me to pass up. And if you waited for an ugly candle like this to get out, it's at $72. If you waited for this candle, $71. If you wait for a sell signal, maybe that would be at $67. So in hindsight, if there is a sell signal and you're waiting for that sell signal, you may have still outperformed it. So as long as you're buying here, selling here is a huge win, right? You're doing leverage. I'm pretty sure you bought low, right? So if you bought low and you sold at 70, 42% multiplied by what 10x leverage or whatever the leverage is, that's 400% in a matter of a month. So don't ever say you sold too early because then you're going to get greedy. That's greedy talk. That's greedy talk. You have to realize the gains. And when you're buying low, you are in a position of power to decide that, hey, I'm going to lock in a 400% gain or whatever it was, right? I'm going to lock a 400% gain in. And knowing you, it wasn't lunch money. It wasn't lunch money. So, anyways, congratulations. Good job. I'm just saying don't beat yourself up. That's an amazing swing trade. Could it have been a little bit early? Sure. But that's in hindsight. That's in hindsight. It's a good goal. It's a good goal. And in the meantime, you can find silver setups or other setups, the next silver, the next Tesla, the next Bitcoin, and on to the next, on to next. You're looking for a specific setup versus only one asset and trying to force it. Yeah. Yep. So good job. Good job. I gotta say good job. So good job. And I don't think maybe one day you'll be into shorting, but I don't think you've psychologically have flipped that far. But you could find plenty of long setups that you could do the same setup that you're doing over and over and over again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm only as good as what your results are. If I'm looking at myself as a teacher, I'm only as good as if you're successful. So not everyone is. So good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Proud papa. Proud papa. There you go. So that's where we're at. We're on the relief rally. We're on the bounce. We're on the relief rally. We're on the bounce. We're on the relief rally. Bounce, baby, bounce. So with that, hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow, mañana on Taco Tuesday. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll continue to sniper the markets together. Thank you for all of your support. Appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one. Adios.